The piece this morning in the Sunday Times by Andrew Sullivan. Andrew Sullivan is somebody I knew from long ago in Oxford. He was on the right. I remember him. I remember him very, very charmingly in a production of Midsummer Night's Dream. No, Merchant of Venice, and he was playing Lorenzo or something. The lover at the end who gets Jessica. And he was delightful. He was a bit of a tonic. He went to school, oddly, with Norman Cook, Quentin Cook, now Fatboy Slim, and with Sir Keir Starmer. The three of them were together, and I think they did music classes together. I don't remember precisely, but I've always been interested in Andrew's career, and he went off to America. He started writing for the New Republic, and he's written this brilliant piece about Trump. It doesn't cohere at all with my views, but that shouldn't stop me enjoying it and dissecting it, and I'm sure it doesn't cohere with Norman Cook's views, and it probably doesn't cohere with Sir Keir Starmer's views. But that doesn't matter. This is the joy of reading something that's written well. Andrew Sullivan is to journalism what Alan Hollinghurst is to literature. And they just write well. So several points emerge from Andrew's piece. He captures the paradox of Trump's seemingly unstoppable political revival. While many view Trump as a destabilizing force to democracy, his defiant populist appeal endures. And Sullivan's own vote against Trump underscores a conservative dilemma, balancing Trump's political potency with concerns over democratic norms and the peaceful transfer of power. From that point of view, of course, I'm entirely behind Andrew Sullivan. Sullivan argues that Trump's resonance lies in his demagogic instincts and clear populist message, one aligned with American grievances about elitism, culture wars, and foreign interventions. The Biden administration's perceived ineptitude on issues like immigration and wokeness is portrayed as fueling Trump's resurgence, inadvertently reinforcing the very grievances that Trump exploits. According to Sullivan, Trump, who once thrived on divisive rhetoric, now positions himself as a rebellious saviour for the working class, a tactic more effective with minority voters than was expected. Sullivan's closing is poignant, highlighting his fear of a second Trump term and the impact on constitutional stability. He suggests that while the rhetoric of Trump continues, and while America might endure a Harris administration, Trump's return could unravel the republic completely. For Sullivan, Trump's threat to American governance is existential, a view that encapsulates the unease many feel approaching this election, with the US navigating a perilous crossroads between tradition and upheaval. So although I'm broadly not in favour of a lot of what Sullivan puts forward, I agree with him entirely that the Trump pitch is beyond that Democrat Republican divide. It's about something new, and I'm not entirely sure I agree with his analysis. This is something that Biden has created, but I think it's a stronger analysis and a better analysis than the idea that that Trump is simply doing his old thing. Trump is responding to a problem that has been allowed to develop. In the same way as Keir Starmer's Labour Party responded to a problem that has been allowed to develop. So Trump could get in because of a vote against Biden. I think that's how I understand Andrew's piece. I'd be very interested to know if you've read that piece in the Sunday Times and if you draw the same sort of conclusions, and also applaud the writing of it. I mean, oh gosh, just look. Can I read you his conclusion? Whoever wins, the new world will endure. I'm not so sure. If Harris pulls out a win, we'll see a more gradual shift. If Trump wins, the ride could get very bumpy, and he could push America's fraying social fabric and its constitutional stability to the edge. He is utterly reckless, and now he has no guardrails at all. I'm a conservative, and for me, the risk of destabilizing the rule of law, the legitimacy of elections, and the peaceful transfer of power is what will make me hold my nose and vote Harris. Some risks are not worth taking. If Harris flames out of office, America will survive. If Trump goes down with a fight in his final term, the fragile forces holding the republic together could collapse entirely. He delegitimizes everything, and what he hasn't delegitimized has been winnowed into fact-free chaos on social media. And if it comes to choosing between the resilience of the American republic or his own narrow temporary self-interest and ego, Trump will not hesitate to sacrifice the republic. That's who he is. That's why I and others will never bend the knee. But I'm also a realist, and it may be way past the time to stop any of that. Wish us Americans luck this week. We are truly going to need it. Indeed you are. But we have our own problems festering in the UK too, as you well know.